I was supposed to do this video standing up, but a nigga tired, so I'm gonna sit down. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the NotAllBad review channel, where I like to talk about movies and music that I love to give my opinion on. I'm so tired. And today we're gonna be talking about Boogie's Everything's for Sale. Going into this project, I didn't know what to expect. I've been a big fan of Boogie for the past 2 to 3 years, and I was introduced to him through the Thirst 48 Part 2. It wasn't the first one, it was the second mixtape that he had released. I never really went back and listened to the first one. I just kind of stuck with the second one, and I was really, the way that he talked about certain subjects and the way that he rapped was really captivating to me on the second project. So I was really looking forward to seeing what he would do when he's in album mode, and we finally got that, so let's talk about it. I think I like a lot about this project, but I also don't like a few things that I noticed while listening to this project. At this point, I probably listened to the album about 10 to 12 times, and I think I have a good grasp of how I feel about the album. One of the first things I wanted to talk about that I wasn't really feeling on this project was the song lengths. A lot of the songs on this project, probably about half of them, land under 3 minutes. There's about 7 that I counted. I don't know where my phone is. There's one that's right next to me. There's about 7 of them. I'm just gonna name a few songs that I really enjoyed that were just too short, and I felt like they could have been better had they been longer. Time, Soho with Jid, Silent Ride, and lands exactly at 3 minutes. No Warning, which is a really dark and dope song with a really captivating mood going across it. And I just really feel like if it was a more of a fleshed out song, that it really would have impacted the project a lot better. And I feel that way about all the songs I just said. I feel like the Soho joint with Jid, they both went off on that, and I really feel like if they just added a third verse, or if they both did half a verse for the third part, that would have been really dope. I feel like Time, the very last song on the project, is way too short. It's criminally too short. I just don't understand how the last song on your album, that's supposed to be this really dark and honest experience through your lyrics, and you're very poetic throughout the whole thing, and then you end it with a song like Time that's only about 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I like the song, don't get me wrong. I really enjoy the song. I think it could have ended it very well had he just added a bit more effort into fleshing out that idea, just a bit more. Because I feel like Time actually would have worked very well on the project had it been after Whose Fault, but he ended up putting Self-Destruction right before Time, so it just felt out of place at that point. I think there's a lot to love about this album, but there's also very key elements that I think we're missing from the project, which is just cohesiveness. A lot of the album has the same vibe to it, don't get me wrong, but I don't think the ideas necessarily mesh as well as they could have. And I think part of that has to do with the track listing. I kind of talked about it already, but Self-Destruction's placement on the album kind of throws off the very last song and the song before it. It just doesn't feel like you sit in that moment long enough, and that goes back to the song length. So I feel like those two things on the same album just don't do this album any justice. Now let's talk about the things that I do like. I do like the intro, Tired and Reflections. I feel like anybody who's inside their own head or overthinks a lot of situations could really relate to that song, especially the second half, which is Reflections. You know, no need for a weapon, I'm at war with my reflection. I think anybody could really relate to that song. Anybody has self-doubt and self-hate at a minimal scale, or even if it's more than that, I think that's really a relatable topic to talk about. And the way that he did it didn't feel like, what? And the way that he did it didn't seem like he was forcing the subject. It really felt like he was going through this, and the rest of the album kind of has that same vibe with it as well. LOL SMH, Whose Fault. There's a bunch of records on this album that are so honest that you can't help but give him his credit when it comes to writing, because anybody who would have made this album, had they done it a little bit differently, this whole album could have felt forced. It could have felt really forced, because Boogie is the type of rapper, he's not going to bar you up. He's not going to bar after bar after bar. He's going to give you conscious rap. He's going to tell you how he feels, and he's going to do it in a way that's captivating. He's going to sing a little bit, he's going to rap a little bit, and he's going to put them both together and really give you a song that has some meat to it. But once again, even the songs that I really enjoy, I can't help but feel like they could have been fully fleshed out just a little bit more. Now, I do have to talk about one individual song, because A lot of people who don't know who Boogie is now because of the Eminem feature, Rainy Days. I'm not an Eminem hater, but I really don't like this verse he did. First of all, the song itself does not fit on this album. It does not fit. I don't understand why it was on here. Well, I can't say I don't understand. I do understand why it's on here. It's for exposure purposes. A lot of people don't know who Boogie is. So I guess this was Eminem's attempt at, okay, well, this song will probably help you out, get some attention to your album and have the right ears listen to it. But I really don't feel like this song needed to be on here. I feel like this album had a lot to offer before that song landed on here. And I feel that way about a couple songs that landed here. First of all, Self-Destruction. I love Self-Destruction as a song, but where it is on the album, I really feel like it doesn't fit. So when you put a song like Rainy Days, smack dab between Skydive and Skydive Part 2, these really heartfelt songs, it feels so out of place, man. It feels out of place. I like what Boogie did on here. It wasn't anything special though, but Eminem, what were you talking about? Can anybody tell me what Eminem's verse was actually about? I'm waiting. I'm serious. I'm waiting. But seriously, I don't want to. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. I just don't like the song. Let's just end it there. At the end of the day, Boogie's album has a lot to offer. It has a lot of potential, but I really feel like he didn't fully flesh out a lot of these ideas, which ended up being to the album's detriment. And I'm trying really hard to sound smart. Can you tell? So at the end of the day, I'm probably going to have to give this project a 7 out of 10. It has a lot of replay value for me because I could still relate to a lot of the topics that are on here. And I love how Boogie is very poetic and he knows how to use his words and use his voice to give you the emotion through his voice. And I will say, disclaimer, that he does have a bit of a nasally voice, so you will have to get used to that if you've never listened to Boogie's music before. But you get over it pretty quickly when you realize how deep his music is. So, that's going to be it, guys. If you agree or disagree, go ahead and comment down below. Let me know how you feel. Like and subscribe for more weekly videos. And that is going to be it. So, if nothing else, peace out, guys. We out.